Memphis, Tennessee, and on through the Lou. I'm so fresh and so new. Got a hot album too. I came out of nowhere and I'm taking all of these suckers' juice. I keep my promo on them poles, keep that powder out my nose. I'm staying focused, man, with 1 million copies sold. Say my name. What's my name? Say my name. Stayed on my green. I ain't never gonna let nobody talk me out of rolling with my team. Y'all know what I mean. It's money hungry fiends. They think they can outsmart you by selling you a dream. But I stay grinding cause I'm bread making homie. They can't figure me out because they really don't know me. You got that paper trophy. My mama didn't name me Toby. These suckers want slaves, but I'm shaking them like Kobe.
The Chicago nigga. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
But ask brother Will, the king is in the building, so you haters take a kneel. Say my name. What's my name? Say my name. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Man, what a night last night. What a night last night. Crazy work. I think me personally, Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese are targeted by the referees in particular, because it's just not just happening all coincidental and all of a sudden. Yes, there are others who have been called fouls on, but these two in particular, bigs that's in this game has the ultimate crime whistle. It's like the police is out just because somebody is standing on a corner. The police are called just because somebody looked at another person wrong. The police is called because of what color you are on the block standing on. So I'm just being honest with y'all, man. This was a night of last night where I just thought the refs was awful. But there were big time winners and big time losers. Chicago Sky got handed a 30-piece biscuit last night, and you know, it is what it is, y'all. I'm just telling you, you know what I mean, from my point of view, from my eyes, the way I see it, this is one of the most terrible ref years in WNBA history. Since they tried to change some rules in the contact laws and all of that above, this got to be one of the worst years of all time. Welcome to the Gingerbread Man Show. This is Steady Serv'n Sports ENT, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man, K-Sap. What's going on, K-Sap? What's going on? Shout out to the Full Court Trio. Shout out to the Players Club. Cut the Israel Talk Sports with my sister Keisha. And Court Vision with my sister So Pretty Tony. Y'all, look, man, look. I'm asking for you guys to do me a favor. I got under 100 to go. Under 100 to go to get to 5,000, y'all. I'll be at 5,000 subscribers. I really thank all of the people who tune in. And when y'all come in, please hit the like button. But I'm really appreciative of the support that you guys give this show. I'm just telling y'all. Also, I want to say, if you would like to give to the channel and give a super chat or a super sticker, I definitely read off what you have to say. I got a big show that I'm gonna get off and go ahead and do what I need to do so that you guys can have a big morning. MDT and MSL, you guys will be on the panel this morning, and get off whatever both of you guys need to get off. And we gonna have a great show this morning. I'm just telling y'all, we gonna have a good show this morning. I got some plans for you. I wanted to say shout out to my sister Fee. Go over to her podcast, give us some likes and some subscribers. I appreciate you, Fee. I love you very much for all of the information. You know what I mean? MSL in here already trolling with his weak trolls. Shirley, I see you, Sister Shirley. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be a little good today because it's morning time, so you know I can't do the same thing in the morning what I do at night. Brother Anthony Green, MDT, I see you, man. Get ready for the show. And y'all, look, man, we gonna be able to get off the way we need to our chest what we need to express exactly what's going on in this WNBA. We find ourselves in a horrible rift. We find ourselves in a horrible rift in this WNBA, watching everything go down. I mean, this is a hard watch. This is a hard watch. This is a definite hard watch when you are trying to, you know what I mean, support your team. And for the, I believe if for the referees' time, they have added an extra hour of time that is spent going to the monitor, calling fouls. I mean, it was 6 repetitional fouls, 3 straight back-to-backs in a 150 time minute in the Chicago Sky game. Took the total momentum out of what the girls were trying to do. Camila Cardoso was targeted from the beginning. Excuse me, from the beginning of this. This is like some of the horriblest refereeing I've ever experienced while watching the W for the last 4 years. I'm really serious. It's always been a little bad. You know what I'm saying? It's been in the middle though. You know, you can get like 40% good you know, good games that the refs are right, and 60 almost 65%. But this is like not 90% of the time in every single. Kathy Engelberg, we're not having a good time watching your product. We're watching your product and we're not having a good time, Kathy Engelberg. Kathy Engelberg, we're not able to even embrace. No, we don't want the girls to kill themselves. No, we don't want girl fights. You know, the stuff that went on in Indiana when the temperature get high. Yes, we want the referees to be able to do that, but you have to find a happy medium, right? You have to have a happy medium in between, you know, in between that. So, you know, it's like horrible. Camila Cardoso got called on a foul and she wasn't even in the game. How do you do that, Kathy? She got Kathy, listen to my words. Camila Cardoso was subbed in after a foul was committed on the floor. She walked in on the floor, put herself in on the side of BG to defend BG. You went to the table and said that Camila Cardoso is charged with the foul that happened on the previous play. Camila Cardoso quickly protested. Tyler Marsh was protesting. The bench got up and was telling these dumbass refs, because they're dumbasses. I mean, the stuff that went on. They had to go and protest to the ref for the ref to go, oh, she wasn't in the game? Oh, silly me. You think? You think so? How can you even call a foul on a person that wasn't even on the play? Didn't you know who fouled who and how and what numbers that it transpired? How did Camila Cardoso, probably one of the brightest people on the court. She black, but she bright. And she's 6'7". You know somebody 6'7" did not commit that foul. This is just horrible, chat. And then I'm going to just lay it out on the line. In last night's game, you had a situation where Anisha Mero was fouled up underneath the rim. They called the flagrant for the foul. Anisha Mero was supposed to shoot the flagrant foul, the free throw shot. She did not shoot the free throw shot. Layla Lucan shot the free throw shot. So in that, Layla Lucan shot the free throw shot. And when Layla Lucan shot the free throw shot, the refs got the ball, put it in play, gave it to the Chicago Sky so that they can start their offense. The offense went around, and the 24-second clock was up for the Chicago Sky. They played throughout the 24-second clock, and then they ended up scoring. Meanwhile, the whole time after Layla Lucan had shot the flagrant, they were over there telling the refs, no, Anisha Mero was supposed to shoot the free throw because, of course, you know, Layla Lucan, she's a good free throw shooter. They wanted Anisha Morrow to shoot the free throw. They were protesting. They was like, man, how y'all reffing this game? And you got someone shooting the free throw of someone who had got fouled. That where they do that at? So after the play was done, for Chicago, and Chicago scored, which made them have 13, the ref said, hold on, wait a minute. I can't make this shit up, guys. I can't make it up. The ref say, hold on, wait a minute. Who was supposed to shoot? Oh, Layla Lucan shot. Oh, no, we ain't supposed to have that. After the play, after the Chicago Sky scored, they figured out, they say, oh, wait a minute, somebody shot the wrong ball. Who shot? Who was the last foul? So they figured out it was Anisha Mero. Anisha Morrow was laughing about the whole situation. And she ended up having to shoot. They said, okay, let's rewind. Let's do this all over again. I know we messed up. I know it was messed up, but let's run it back. Let's run it way back. Let's start all over again. After the Chicago Sky then scored, they didn't catch it till after Chicago Sky scored, and they paid attention when the bench over there was telling them, y'all had the wrong person shooting the free throw. And the Connecticut Sun, the coach, is the one that's in control. The Connecticut Sun was supposed to be given not only a technical foul for sending the wrong person, not only a technical and not having the foul even recognized. The basket wouldn't be recognized, and the Connecticut Suns were supposed to receive a tech for the wrong person, sending the wrong, knowingly, Layla Lucan and Anisha Merrill are two different people, knowing that it was Anisha Merrill got fouled and she's supposed to shoot the free throw, but they were supposed to receive a tech. Chicago supposed to have kept their point, and Chicago was supposed to shoot a technical foul on them, and the points that was made on shot by Layla Lucan was supposed to be erased. No, that didn't go like that. That didn't go like that, chat. That in this league, that shit, I can't make this shit up. Awful. I just went through 3 minutes of my life to explain to you guys how bad this league is being refereed. How bad this league is being looked at as a clown show. Looked at as a clown show. I'm just saying. Look, so we gonna get started. Those of y'all, welcome in. Welcome in. Hit the like button. Listen, the episode title today, the WNBA Mayhem. Angel Reese gets roughed up. Caitlin Clark versus DeWanna explodes. This is a serious thing that's happening right now in sports. It was mayhem for Angel Reese. Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso both at the same time. I can't make it up. Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso both at the same time were targeted. Angel Reese and Camila at the same time, chat, were targeted with these refs on two different teams on two different games on the same night. How can you make this up? Like, seriously, where is the control of all of this debacle? So we got three huge subjects to talk about. First, Angel Reese and Atlanta Dream win their fourth straight game, but once again, Angel had to fight through an extremely physical game against Toronto Tempo. Then Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever took down the Mercury, but not what everyone is talking about. The biggest story, the heated confrontation between Caitlin Clark and former star DeWanna that nearly turned into a full-out team brawl altercation that everybody, you know what I'm saying, was finna be getting involved. I could see them down there in Hoosierville, everybody fighting, everybody doing what they doing, punches and everything, blows is thrown. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. It was a lot, man. It was a lot to experience. Atlanta Dream versus the Toronto Tempo. The final score was Atlanta Dream 94, Toronto Tempo 87. Atlanta continues to look like one of the hottest teams in the WNBA, winning their fourth consecutive game. What won the game? Atlanta's balance. Instead of relying on a superstar every time with contributions with Angel Reese and what she does, they distributed the ball and shared the ball throughout. the whole entire game. When Ryan Howard showed up big, Alicia Gray continued to be consistent. Jordan Canada definitely is growing into herself. I'm seeing her now less and less trying to play hero ball. I'm seeing it less and less. I think she get it, that she has real help down there. I know Bree was on the sideline and Angel was new and they was just doing things that they know. You got what I'm saying? Medina Alcott showed up, even though they had Angel on the clamps. Medina Alcott showed up and showed out. Medina came off the bench and completely changed the game with 18 points and 7 rebounds. Completely. She was untouchable, unstoppable. Gamecock Nation, we are in the building. Angel Reese, to break down what she did last night, she had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block. Although she missed another double-double by 1 rebound, she battled with very much passion, poise. She kept her cool. She kept her cool, man. I had to go back and watch it because I was calling the other game, but I had the game on record. Angel, listen, man, shout out to Angel Reese. She working through all of this nonsense. She working her way through all this nonsense that's going on. I mean, seriously, shout out to Camila Cardoso. They were literally, Camila Cardoso had to walk with her hands up, and the refs thought that the refs was saying that she was antagonizing him. She was like, I'm just putting my hands up. I don't want to get called no foul, because it seems like when I move, y'all gonna call a foul on me, and I ain't did nothing, but then I get beat up on the other side. I'm gonna show y'all Camila Cardoso what she posted last night. She was up late last night posting. I hope she don't get no fan, because she don't deserve to have a fan, for posting about how bad she was refereed in the last 2 games. And Leah Rue, she did not touch Leah Rue. That's all over the league right now. That's all over the WNBA fan base. They have been seeing that all throughout Twitter X. She didn't even touch Leah Rue. Not even touch her at all. And they gave her a phantom foul for Dallas to win that game on Saturday night. They just called the foul because Camilla was just standing there. And they was hyped up. They hear the crowd cheering, and they want their team to win, and the referees is all up in it, and then they called the foul. Meanwhile, Azurá Stevens, in just a few seconds later than that call, didn't get a call for the last shot. And I know Keisha, you know what I'm saying, bro, Cloud, they ain't gonna call. If they ain't gonna call it, then why they call for Leah Rue? If they ain't gonna call, that's the last second. That was in the last second. So it is what it is. We just gotta keep it moving and let that be it. It says this was a physical game with Angel. This wasn't a pretty basketball game. It was really, really ugly. Toronto challenged Angel Reese every time she touched the ball. She took hard contact in the paint, battled for offensive rebounds, absorbed multiple bumps and hard fouls by multiple people, and even picked up a late technical foul after a hostile act sequence. I mean, damn, you getting beat the fuck. You get, almost cuss. You getting beat the hell up. You getting beat the hell up. And you can't get no relief. And the girls is hitting on your arms, slapping on your arms. I don't know if anybody know about what a post-up game look like, or really have played post-up, you know what I'm saying, when it's on you. But, you know, the school I came from, you got to play every position. You got to know how to play everything. Anyway, whether fans think the officials should have called the calls, more fouls in the open debate, but Reese clearly played through the heavy contact all night, kept her composure, and was a professional basketball player. The biggest takeaways from last night, the Atlanta Dream is becoming dangerous because opponents can't focus on just one player anymore. It's Ryan Howard, it's Alicia Gray, it's Jordan Canada, it's Angel Reese, it's Olcott, it's Pow Pow, it's Burlace. It depends on who coming in to do their thing. It's like hard for them to you know what I mean? They are complimenting one another and sharing the load. And I like, y'all remember, since y'all been with me the last 3 seasons, y'all know even when we started on KSAP's show, when it was just KSAP starting us off, y'all remember that I love team basketball. I love players that can play with one another and can complement one another and trust one another to do their job. And that's what Atlanta Dream have done. They have done their job. They were able to do what they were supposed to do in complementary fashion with each other. So that made the game sorry, y'all. That made the game very convenient for Angel, even though she was getting BS calls, even though she wasn't able to be looked at and paid attention on. I mean, Kathy Engelberg, do you not feel ashamed of yourself? Do you have any shame? That's what they say. Do you, woman, do you have any shame on the way this look? I got my lemons and my ginger up in here. Got my ginger root and my lemons up in here. Do you have any shame of yourself? Like, the WNBA needs a situation where they need investigators. They have to have that in place. They still, this is the 3rd season, and they still don't have investigative investigative team set up to look at these refs and how they're calling these games. You know what I mean? They don't have that going on. What's up, y'all in the chat? I see y'all, my family. Hit the like button. And if you want to give to the channel, give to the channel. If you got a super chat, please do so, and I'll read it because I got a big show that I'm trying to set off, y'all. So, and then we got a panel real quick on this segment of today's podcast show. Man, so Ryan Howard and I think it was Olcott last night was on the podium. Let's see who was on the podium last night. Who was on the podium? Ryan Howard and Olcott was on the podium last night. So I'm finna show y'all Ryan and Olcott. This is her first media like this on this type of platform. No, I think it's her second time, but you can see Olcott growing. She growing, y'all. She becoming a real live, quick time. This is a young lady that have only been playing basketball for 6 years. Olcott has only been playing basketball for 6 years, Chad. That's it. She ain't been playing like these other girls been playing almost all their life. Like Angel been playing since, you know what I mean, grammar school, 6th, 7th grade. This is she's only been playing since grammar school. I mean, since a couple years in high school.
Right. Question, we got mics in the room. Yeah. Michael, want to start us off?
Hey, Rye. I think it was in the third quarter, about 4:32 left. There was that scramble that JC kind of tucked behind her back somehow and got it to you. You're able to hit a big three. What can you say about JC's playmaking that she's been doing this year for you all?
I mean, she's just been, really setting the tone for us. As our point guard, she's, making sure we're all on the same page, making sure that we have energy. I think when she's playing with the pace that she's been playing at lately, that we all, have to follow suit and, be right behind her. She's been making really, really good passes. She's been setting us up, but we're also doing her a pretty good service and being spaced and making ourselves available. But, she's done a really good job of knowing when to score and when to look for others.
Right, Ernest Ricks, MTNV Sports. It was a phenomenal night for Medina, 18 points. Can you talk to us a little bit about her growth that you're seeing on the court?
I mean, I think that's what she can do long term in this league. I think, we throw her in and we say, go get a bucket. We say, go post up hard. He told her that she only had one move and score. And I think she did a really good job of making that translate tonight. I think, being able to have another big like her on the floor, it helps us because you still can't leave anybody to go double. And she's been doing a really good job of finishing before they even get there. So, kudos to her. We look forward to her continuing to do that and continue to build off of this performance.
Hi, Ryan. Christian, the women's cut 20 points, 5 3-pointers made, but a lot of those 3-pointers really calmed kind of the worries it looked like of your teammates and really stopped a lot of the runs of the tempo. Have you leaned into that kind of calming leadership role this year? And if so, what about that has been different this season?
I mean, I don't think I really have to be a calming leader. Teams have made their run plenty of times this year. We've not panicked. We've been through a lot of adversity already, and we've stepped up to the plate every time. I think, yes, it helps settle us down, but, we also can just make a good play, make a good cut or something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be a three for me, but, I think being able to still get back to what has worked for us and what is going to continue to, make it hard for the other team to guard, I think that'll be helpful in our success moving forward.
Medina, a couple of questions for you. Just what were you able to see out there to take advantage of scoring in the paint?
I mean, every time, and I also feel like the times that I didn't know that I was able to get to the paint, they kept reminding me, and like my teammates kept reminding me, and yeah, I had to deliver, and yes.
And what have you learned from watching Ryan and being around Ryan?
She is a very good player. Some of the things that I learned from her, I mean, we don't play the same position, but maybe just being able to control myself and playing with just being composed and just being able to flow with the game. And yeah, I'm also trying to be, I know I'm a rookie, but
Cool for school.
I'm also trying to steal some leadership skills from her.
Right. Another game where 5 players had double figures. It's something that you guys are getting the ball around and making sure everybody scores. Talk about the balance of this team this year, so far this year.
I mean, I think it also just goes back to our chemistry. I mean, we brought back, a hefty amount of players. I think being able to settle in and move the ball and make it hard for teams to just guard 2 or 3 players, what do you do? If all 5 of our starters are scoring in double digits or you have multiple players scoring in double digits, it's hard to lose. I think being able to play to everybody's strengths and making sure that we're making it easy, Leash likes to get downhill. Let's make it easy for her. Jace is good in conversion. Let's make that easy for her. Let's space the floor. Angel, Medina, they're good under the basket. Let's just give them the ball and, make plays off the ball. I think being able to have threats everywhere is harder because, I mean, if you leave one, somebody else is going to be open. You're going to pay the price every time.
Medina, career high of 18 points. Just talk about your ability to finish so strong in the paint, even in those moments where your footwork is impeccable. But just talk about your ability to be able to finish around the rim, even when the defense is crashing in on you.
I mean, that is what I've been working for a very long time. And I'm just glad that I got an opportunity to showcase what I've been working for. And I said with my teammates, I mean, they did a very good job finding me in the right positions. How are you making me like that? Yes, And also, just they keep encouraging me to do what they think that I do right every time, like posting up, getting post up. Sometimes when I go to set a screen for her, and she'll be like, "No, get down, go post up." And I say, "Yeah, that's so encouraging."
Considering the intensity of the previous two games against Indiana and this logistically brutal road trip y'all have coming up, was it important to kind of try to put this game away early in the first quarter tonight so that you didn't have to spend a whole lot more energy and concentration?
I don't necessarily think it was that, but we've been taking pride in defense, and that's what started us this game. I think we have some of the top defenders in the league, myself being one of those. We all have the numbers to prove it. I think, it makes it easier for us to, when we're clicking early, it's hard for other teams to dig out of that hole. And, like I said, we have multiple players in double digits. It's hard to come back from that. But I think we came out the game expecting like it to be physical. We knew what they were going to do, but we also didn't want to be like, oh yeah, we had 2 good games and then just take a step back, because all of like anybody on any given day, something can happen. You can lose, you could, a team could that you wouldn't think is better than you could come in and beat you. I'm not saying that, the Tempo is not a good team, but I think just putting our foot on the gas early is what really helped us control this game.
Ron, I know you talked about teams basically having to pick their poison against you guys, but what, I guess, over these past few games have you seen that's been clicking offensively for you all?
I mean, everything. This is what, 3 games with 5 in double figures. It's hard to just choose one thing that's been clicking. We've been moving the ball. We've been getting offensive rebounds. We've been, getting fast break points, a little bit of everything. I think just being able to play at a fast and controlled pace has been helpful for us because, that's when we're at our best. We're spacing out. We're filling the corners. We're, finding the easy open looks. Yeah.
Hey, Rashad Milligan. What do you think this season, being the primary defender and then the primary scorer and then like leading the league in minutes? Where is, that kind of conditioning kind of coming from for you from this previous offseason?
I mean, I really didn't have an off season. Playing an unrivaled, you're kind of just still playing year round. I know it's a different game, but I think most of the time it's really just pride that keeps me going. This is now the second year I've been the primary defender. Primary scorer is nothing to me. We have the threats around, but I also know what I can do. But as far as being the primary defender, I'm setting the tone for my team. I'm setting the tone for the league. I'm putting up the numbers. I'm holding other players to their, season lows, their career lows. I'm leading the league in steals. I think that's just, it comes with pride. Like, if I'm going to keep guarding the best player, I don't want to score. I don't want to let them score more than what I did. I know that isn't the case tonight looking at the stat sheet, but, all of everybody's buckets they got on me, I'm going to make them tough. I'm going to, make sure that, you're working just as hard as I am.
Both players, how would you describe what the energy level on the building was like tonight?
Yeah, the energy is always there. I feel like when we play home games, and I think the house was full. I'm not very sure, but the energy was very great from the beginning to the end, and we really appreciate the fans for showing up every time for us. And
So y'all gotta excuse me, man. The got doggone lawn man decided to come at 10 in the morning. He used to be here in the damn afternoon because I asked him to, but I guess he got other stuff that he needed to do, and he said, "To hell with that, bro, Claude. I got something else to do, and I don't care if your show is going on. I'm gonna cut your grass." So, okay. Lawn man is in full effect, so I know y'all probably will be hearing that. Y'all know I'm right by the window. Anyway, I can't move all the equipment to go somewhere else. So forgive me on the buzz that's going on. Here go, it's back. He must have cut my wire. It's getting kind of spooky. It's getting kind of spooky, Jay. Anyway, damn, he come right by the door. Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. My line man is crazy. I asked him, I was like, look, man, I'm running the show at 10 o'clock. So, you could be here in the afternoon. He said, oh, sure. Yeah, because you guys are my last job anyway. No, on a Tuesday, he come early in the morning dressed in black. Y'all, anyway, show killer. All right, for the next segment, y'all, we going to do, I know I got froze up, but for the next segment, we going to do the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever and Phoenix Mercury. Final score was Indiana 86, the Phoenix Mercury 77. The Fever bounced back with a much needed win behind Caitlin Clark's leadership. That's what they trying to put it there. But I really think that they were able to win this game with a whole bunch of shenanigans. You know what I mean? She wasn't really leading too much of nothing for us. I'm concerned, but that's how they're gonna write it up. That's how they're gonna see. They have to make her the hero of the event, right? They got to make her with all of the shenanigans that was going on last night, y'all, and that what I was reading upon and looking and doing my research and making sure that I come to bring y'all the right information. I mean, I don't know why, a lot of the girls, Sophie should have been kicked out, DeWanna should have been kicked out. Has Allen was kicked out. Who else? Caitlin, she had a couple texts that she should have been able to lead the game because she's still blowing up on the floor. She's still flopping and doing stuff to cause confusion. I believe Caitlin should have had a double tech last night. I think AT kept her composure. AT just sat there and was just laughing at people. You know what I'm saying? AT was just laughing and smiling at her way, through it all. But Has Allen was challenging AT to a fight. You know what I mean? It just got real ugly, man. That's that bull jag, that stuff that I'll be talking about. Don't nobody, they already talking about Jason Whitlock already putting you guys on the map as a bunch of bull daggers that got a basketball. You dig what I'm saying? A bunch of females, loving on themselves. You know what I'm saying? He already painting y'all as a lot of he men wanting to be men. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to watch that type of thing because I don't want to watch no aggressive, situation where women is acting like dudes. You know what I mean? Girls gonna have a girl fight, but I ain't trying to see no. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to see no situation where, it's women, looking like dudes up there trying to brawl and duke it out over some damn bad. That went too damn far. That's too far for me. You know what I'm saying? I believe in women gonna be, women gonna be women. You know what I mean? Men gonna be men. We gonna argue it out, tough it out. But I don't want to see no situation where I got to watch, a bunch of tough women duke it out. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to watch a bunch of tough young ladies, young women play good basketball, not act like they, you know what I mean, in the WWE or some type. I don't even watch girl wrestling. And even in girl wrestling, you know what I mean, they looking real, they dressed up a certain way, and they ladies. You got what I'm saying? Even in the female wrestling thing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I ain't trying to look at no Hans Allen with no damn man sideburns. She got a little old small little beard growing and shit, and already on her face because she a hairy girl. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Wolverine. I'm just saying I ain't looking for Wolverine's sister. You know what I'm saying? She thinks she Wolverine's brother. I'm just saying allegedly. I don't know what's going on in her mind, but check, I ain't trying to be looking for that. I'm not here to be watching no type of game like that, chat. I'm just saying, I'm not here for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. I'm here for good basketball, great, you know what I mean, a great contest, you know what I'm saying? And definitely I'm here for them to actually, you know what I mean, to have some type of continuity with themselves, play like a team, and give me good stuff, man. Just give me good basketball. Well, this is ATM last night. What she had to say about all of the shenanigans that happened, and what we saw play out. So, Alyssa Thomas, AT, on it all.
Well, if you guys can jump in on this one, we asked Nate kind of the same question, but would love your perspective on a really solid, fast, strong start. And in your opinion, what kind of started going sideways in the second and third quarters?
It was our defense in the third quarter. We knew we needed to come out with a good energy. We knew that they probably weren't happy with their first half, and they threw the first punch, where versus the first half we threw the first punch. So, we got to do a better job of being ready in the third quarter and sustaining for 40 minutes.
What's the message amongst the players in terms of we're throwing the first punch, we're not waiting anymore?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's the whole season. Every game, it's about us. It's about us coming out with the energy we need, attention to detail, knowing what their players want to do. We just got to all around be better. Third quarter is really when it took a turn for us, and we'll watch the video, and that's the beauty of it. We'll have another game.
Both of you were on the floor during what got to be a pretty chippy. I'm not asking for specifics. What I'm asking is, knowing that the emotion of that crowd and of that team, it was all going to, at some point, come to that point. What can you do Wednesday to make sure? I'm not asking you to talk about tonight in that respect, but just to make sure it doesn't happen on Wednesday. That's it.
It's going to be focused on us.
Valu?
That's it.
Okay. Question for you, Valu. Tough sledding in terms of scoring baskets early in the game. You kept at it. You kept working. You kept grinding. You did other things, hitting free throws, rebounding, assisting. The mindset of you in this game when things weren't going right for a while, scoring-wise, but you stayed with it.
Yeah, this is what we all have to do. I mean, I feel that in this team we have the capacity to do this. If I'm not scoring tonight, somebody else will do it. But I have to help them to do it. So this is just, to stay together, to know that we are a great team. We just have to find our spots. That's just it. This is like playing basketball is just about this,
I mean, you talked about your defense. It probably needs to be a little bit better, but offensively, you guys were getting shots.
Yeah, offensively, we know we can attack them however we want. That's one of the key emphasis when you play them. Just moving them and trying to get to the basket. I think when we do that and attack them and get to the free throw line, it's a different game.
Can you get to the free throw line a little bit more against these guys?
That's what we'll watch and see.
What was your perspective, I guess, on that fourth quarter? That's whatever you want to call it. How did you guys see that unfold? And
we're good.
Last one. In a perfect world, are you thinking, I'm glad we're staying put. I'm glad we're going to play him again. Let's do this all over again Wednesday, and let's see what happens. Is this kind of what you're looking for?
I mean, this is no different than what a playoff setting is about. You play the first 2 games at home, and you might lose the first one, and it's about making adjustments to try to get one on their court. So, that's what we're focused on.
Please answer that as well.
Yeah, I mean, that would be another game, another chance to do better. We're gonna have the film, as AT said, and we're just gonna come here ready, and we're gonna play the game.
Thank you, Bob.
We're gonna see what the other side say. Stephanie White had a lot to say. This was a high contact type of thing that went on. Here you go, chat. Y'all gotta excuse me. The internet went down over there on my big boy. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Tonight and what went into just having that all-around effect on the game. Mo, how would you assess your performance tonight and what went into just having that all-around effect on the game?
I would just say I had good energy, good hustle. My teammates found me in the pocket. CC specifically had some really good passes. And I would just say energy and hustle plays.
Caitlin, can you speak to the chemistry you have with Mo and you've been developing through the last few games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was great. I got to play with her at Team USA, and it's fast in the WNBA. You don't get like a lot of time to develop with one another. So just really proud of her and how she came out tonight. I thought she was like diving hard, which was an emphasis coming into the game. It was like, get out of screens. We want to get dives. We want to get rolls, especially even coming out of halftime. She did that really well. She finished through contact. She made free throws. So, and then she rebounded the ball really well, especially early in the game. She got us a few extra chances when things were not going our way at all. So I'm just really happy for her.
Pick up the tech tonight, 5th of the season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I got a technical for clapping. So like if we should all just go on the calendar now and pick a game that I'm going to be suspended for if I'm going to get technicals for clapping. I asked Gerda. Gerda said that I got a technical for clapping. So if any technical should be taken away, it should be that one. If it's truly for clapping, that's what they said they gave it to me for was for clapping. So it's just ridiculous. I don't understand it at all.
So even within that though, how aware do you have to be of the 8 technical fouls?
I mean, I'm going to play with emotion. I'm going to play with passion. And if they're going to give me a technical foul for clapping, then so be it. That's their choice. And the league can come back and review that play. And I'd love to hear what they say of the reason why I got the technical foul in that situation and why other players on their team didn't get a technical foul in that situation. If anything, split it. Okay, fine. Everybody gets a technical foul. That wasn't how they were handed out. So I'd love to know. But obviously, that's what I went to Gerda and said. I said, why'd you give me a technical foul? She said, because I was clapping and instigating. I said, okay, then you just don't like competitive basketball. And that's just facts. That's just reality. So disappointing from them.
Yeah, obviously.
She told the refs, you don't like competitive basketball, but Angel can't even look well. Angel and Camilla can't look wrong.
Went throughout that first quarter.
I mean, I didn't think we came out with much energy. I thought the way they really packed the paint bothered us early on. I think we let it bother us. We kind of just got stationary. We were just standing. We got to cut. We got to move. We got to do things like that. And then we probably let, missed shots affect us too. Like, I looked up, I think 9 of our first 13 shots were threes and we made 1. And so, and I'm pretty sure it might've been Kelsey's last attempt of the first quarter. So, can't live and die by the 3-point line, but also like get cutting, get moving. And then also they were scoring the ball at will. And like, that was the difference in really the rest of the game is we played in transition. We got stops, we passed, we cut, we moved. Even when they went zone, we were able to exploit that. So, can't get stagnant, got to keep moving, I think is probably the focus going forward. Cause I'm sure they'll guard us in a similar manner.
Then just what was the message from Steph or just in the huddle in general after that first quarter for you guys to come out with 35-point second quarter, 30-point third quarter?
Challenged our energy. We just came out a little flat. I think we let our offense dictate our defense. Shots weren't falling, so we were kind of on our heels on defense, not bringing as much energy. So yeah, she just challenged us to wake up.
From both of your perspectives, what kind of turned in that second half once you established a really big lead, started playing better, that kind of led to the kind of kerfuffles going on between the two teams there?
I think hustle plays. Hustle plays really got us going, kept us in it. Second chance points, being the first to the ball, diving on the floor, just that brought energy, that brought like a spark to us that we needed.
Mo, where does your calmness come from? How do you stay even? Because I feel like you're like the calmest person on earth, even when things go good, bad, whatever. Where does that come from?
Yeah, I meditate a lot. Just meditate. We do box breathing here and different breathing techniques. So just trying to keep that in mind and just stay even.
Caitlin, DB posted you that kind of started that whole incident. What did you just see from, I guess, your vantage point, and then what did you hear on the court afterwards?
I thought it was
Here we
just an
go.
arm entanglement, I guess, and I thought it was fine. Like, whatever. Like, I don't think initially there was technicals handed out for that. I guess I think it was maybe the scuffle that ensued between both teams after that. Honestly, I don't remember hearing anything or specific words, but I don't know. I appreciate my having my back. You know, it's nice to have a teammate like that that's always going to go to battle for their teammates. And, you know, I thought we did a good job of refocusing and trying to, you know, obviously they called everything from that point, which is kind of what they have to do to be able to control the game. So I don't know how long the fourth quarter was, but it felt really long. So.
Sorry, have to also ask, did you ask to go back into the game with like 2-ish minutes left, or?
I did not know.
Why did you go back in?
I guess you can ask Steph. I don't know. It was a 12-point game at that point, but yeah, you can ask Steph. I don't have an answer for you. To win the game, I guess.
Sport Court has been an unbelievable partner to Eat, Learn, Play.
It's like Caitlin Clark, her explanation, she don't do anything wrong. I mean, that just gave me crazy, weird vibes of this kid. This kid actually feel like she don't do nothing wrong. She feel like every time that she get the ball, she is getting fouled. There's a foul has to be called. If she don't score the basketball, she want the referees. If she don't score, she wants or feel like in her mind require that the refs should call the foul. I mean, seriously, man, that's some serious stuff going on. That's some God-like, you know what I mean, type of, you know what I mean, God personality. You know what I mean? Like, she touching me, she near me, call the foul. It's a foul. I don't agree with that type of that type of power that they've given to her. That type of Miss Sally. If some of y'all that understand the Miss Seeley. Oh, Miss Seeley, you okay? No. He looked at me real bad and he made me frightened. Like, what the hell is going on? So it became an all-out brawl. You know what I mean? They was trying to stop it from being, you know what I mean, people coming out the stands. I mean, damn, it was like, I don't know what the hell was going on. But baby, listen, through it all, my baby, my baby, look at my baby. She was just like Raven, my baby Raven. Baby Raven was looking like, what? This, oh, damn. You know what I mean? DeWanna talking to Baby Raven like, oh my God. She looking at her. She like, let me watch her because she gonna try to steal on me. I don't know. And don't nobody want to see this, man. Baby Raven confused. She like, wait a minute. Should I be watching you? You trying to steal on me? What you staring me down for, DeWanna? You better not. And then let me give y'all some context of last
Look,
night.
I was on the ground for the Atlanta Dream Tempo game, and the Dream beat the Tempo 94-87. There were so many aspects of this game that I absolutely love, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I have to be candid and honest here. The way Angel Reese is officiated is really unsettling to me. The way she's allowed to be beat up under the basket, no calls constantly. So many times she went up for rebounds and actually had a rightful position, but because someone fell, they hit her with a foul. And then as soon as she does the smallest thing, she's hit with a hostile act. Now, I did get a chance to ask Coach Carl Smesco about the way Angel and other players on the Dream have been officiated. And he did say that he's advocating for his players. He sends this stuff up to a league, and he does hope that the hostile act call on Angel Reese will be rescinded.
You know, there's a lot of physicality in there. You know, obviously, a few times we thought there should have been a whistle, and there wasn't. You know, we review it. You know, we do it kind of the right way. Like, we talk to the head officials, we send in stuff, we make sure that we get answers, we advocate for our players, we let them know when they haven't been treated the way that we want them to. So, I mean, I think every team goes through this to some level, and you just got to make sure that, you know, you're fighting for them behind the scenes, and we are.
But the fact that we have to go there, to me, is a problem. Now, what I love the most about this game is that the Dream had a plan to come out and punch first, and that's exactly what they did. Went on a 7-0 run in the first quarter, held Marina Mabry to 23 points, which she got mostly in the second half. But for the Dream, we had a legacy game from Medina Okot. She had 18 points and 7 rebounds. And to see the way she's settling in after being in college is just amazing. The warmth and the support that it looks like she gets from her teammates really seems to be powering this growth. Coach Carl Smesco actually told us that Alicia Gray was sick actually before she started this game. Despite that, she was able to have 18 points. This is what Alicia Gray's flu game is going to look like. I don't know. I'm not trying to give her the flu though, but she went crazy. Ryan Howard's growth and trajectory in this amazing game that she had today. She had 20 points, 7 rebounds, made 5 threes, but her threes really just brought so much calm and poise to the Dream's offense. And I asked her about just stepping into this role, and of course she was humble, and this is what she said.
20 points, 5 3-pointers made, but a lot of those 3-pointers really calmed out of the worries that look like your teammates and really stopped a lot of runs to the tempo. Have you leaned into that kind of calming leadership role this year? And if so, what about that has been different this season?
I mean, I don't think I really have to be a calming leader. You know, teams that made their run plenty of times this year, we've not panicked. We've been through a lot of adversity already, and we've, you know, stepped up to the plate every time. You know, I think, yes, it helps settle us down, but, you know, we also can just make a good play, make a good cut or something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be a 3 for me, but, you know, I think being able to still get back to what has worked for us and what is going to continue to, you know, make it hard for the other team to guard, I think that'll be helpful in our success moving forward.
The Atlanta.
So, meanwhile, we got that going on, chat. We got a lot of stuff that's happening with this other case.
Will the win the jump? Tom is coming to take a look at. Will the win the jump? Tom is coming to take a look at.
Look how she flopped. She didn't get touched. Yes. AT was like, get on up off of me. I can't make this up, chat. Do y'all see what I see? Lord have mercy. It was real physical last night. I just don't want to see this type of basketball, chat. Like, I'm not here for this. The flopping, the shenanigans, the I'm gonna beat you up. all of that type of stuff. I'm not here for all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here for that. We want to watch basketball. We want to see them play basketball. We want them to be able to give us a show, and all this hard-nosed, hardcore stuff. You know what I mean? Look, AT didn't hit her. AT didn't hit her. And she pushed AT in the back. So, come on, man. Come on, man. It has to be another way, chat. It has to be another way. Seriously, it has to be. I mean, the refereeing got to get better, man. Meanwhile, Chicago getting blown out by 30 points. Chicago Sky is probably the worst team in WNBA right now. Not because of the players that they have on it. It's because of the way that they are being worked. The Chicago Sky last night, the Chicago Sky took me through ups and downs, woes, and everything else. You know, Chicago crashes out again, and there's no answers. Camila Cardoso deserves better. She deserved better. The Sky fell to the Connecticut Sun 92-83. And while the score tells one story, Camila Cardoso efforts tells another story. Once again, she was the best player on the floor for Chicago, but simply didn't get enough help. Simply. Connecticut came out aggressive and completely dominated the whole entire game. They outworked Chicago on the glass, controlled the paint, forced the Sky into one bad possession after one bad possession after one bad possession after another. The Sky shot 23% from the field. Were out rebounded 49-28. They never found any offensive rhythm. The Suns led by as many as 33 points in this game, and they were in control the whole entire night, like I said. But Camila Cardoso was outstanding. Camila was outstanding, chat. She had 16 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 steals, and the rest was seeking her out to call fouls on her. Another double-double, and then against 2 of the bigs, Brittany Griner and Olivia Nelson-Odotta, she completely competed on every possession. She protected the rim with both of those bigs. She rebounded. She finished through contact. She never stopped fighting. When Brittany Griner blocked her shot, she got the ball again, then she scored. Went right into her hands. I'm just saying, they didn't call a foul on it, of course. But you guys got to understand that Camila Cardoso right now is going through a mental situation. When, oh, bro, Claude, you ain't no damn doctor. I'm just trying to tell y'all, she's trying to keep her stuff together. She sees her therapist. She already told y'all that she, you know what I mean, she got a therapist, and she has to, you know what I mean, because of what been going on and the way Chicago been handling their business. This Camila Cardoso, she was up late last night, and I was just tracking her last night and just, you know, just being saying, damn, baby Camila, everything gonna be okay. But I gotta tell y'all, man, what the hell is that? What the hell is it? Guys, what the hell is that? Guys, what the hell is it? Guys, there was no foul there. No foul, no contact. She didn't touch Lee LaRue. Her body didn't touch Lee LaRue. She wasn't in Lee LaRue's space. She was not nowhere near. Lee LaRue had got the shot off already. She was not in her space. She didn't, like, seriously, man. Meanwhile, this is a foul. AZ Fudd hit her in the back of the head. That's a foul. Total. I mean, it's plain. Camila Cardoso is targeted in this league. I'm gonna show you again. Look at BG. Elbow, all arm, no foul was called on this play. There was no foul called on this play. Good Lord. Don't tell me nothing about these referees and then they line and be talking about, oh, we missed it. You didn't. Yeah, I bet you missed it, mother sucker. I bet you missed it. I'm sure you did miss it. That's why we telling you you missed it. But you was so into wanting to be the star of the game instead of letting the basketball players be the basketball players. Camila Cardoso wrote 2 games in a row marked marked by unacceptable plays like these. And what bothers me the most about this whole situation is that very likely this won't have the same repercussions it would if it happened to other athletes. She feel like she is being marked by the referees. Her and Angel, we could clearly say, and we could clearly see that this is some bull ass going on. This has nothing to do with our organization. This has nothing to do. This has to do with the WNBA. This is Kathy Engelberg. This is Kathy Engelberg. This is all on Kathy. She needs to be able to coincide. This is what Nafisha Kaya is talking about, this shark of a lady. You can't just be sitting there and let these type of acts happen. No one really, because some of you guys then left Chicago and like, oh, I don't care. Let Chicago burn. Let Camilla get beat up. I don't care what's going on over there. That's them. That's cool. Keep that attitude. Stay your ass over there because she going to be a champion. And those who left Camilla, take your ass, stay over there on that side. Separate yourself too. It's okay. We going to stay here and support Camilla. Oh, they ain't what I'm saying. But you don't like to be called out about the shit. I be seeing y'all, man. Y'all be full of crap. I think that's, I ain't gonna even give my opinion on it. But y'all know what it is. Ain't nobody getting, oh, you getting mad because we don't support the Chicago side. No. Camila Cardoso. I'm talking about Camilla. Kathy Engelberg do not care about this baby. She been getting beat up since she been in. Her shoulder got knocked out of place in her first season. This is her mental health is more important. Camilla, look at she all tonight. Look at she wrote that in Spanish. I don't know no Spanish, so she's complaining all night. Look, this her again. I guess what they did they wasn't calling anything awful refereeing. You understand? She continuously posting. She posted twice. She was up last night, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Look at, she posted this. She posted on her own page. I mean, if you don't got no heart, then you just as cold as Jeff P. I don't know. He's just as cold as Jeff P. And I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna keep myself, you know what I mean, to understand that I'm here to watch a basketball game. I'm here to understand. I'm not here to really be all on the feelings and emotional side. I'm on here for the facts of the matter. The facts of the matter is that Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese are being targeted. It just so happened they still on two different teams now, but in the same night, they get the same type of shit. And then over the weekend, Kamilla Cardoso gets called for phantom fouls that didn't even happen. In the opener of this Connecticut game, she got 3 straight fouls in the first quarter. This is not okay, chat. This is not okay. I'm just saying I'm going to fight for the right of what's going on. I'm going to listen, I'm going to fight for Kamilla just like I fight for Angel. I'm a fan of both. Angel her career is just taking off better. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Angel's career is taking off better. Kamilla got to still work on her game. She got to continue to be aggressive. It says, now Kamilla picked up several early fouls that Tyler Marsh to sit her down early, and then he wanted to. Watching the game, there were several possessions where she absorbed heavy contact while battling in the post, yet seemed to get the same, but still not get the same whistle as the others on offense. That sound just like Angel's story? Didn't that sound like what happened to Angel? Why is that happening to these girls at the same time, simultaneously? I can't make it up. They don't play together. They ain't on the same team anymore. It says, Bro Claude, this is not Kamilla. That page ran by fan. I know because I follow them Miller page. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just, okay. They was posting that shit last night. I was getting the notification, Sister Fee. I'm like, damn. Kamilla. But it got the blue thing on it. I thought it was. Okay, it's a situation where we look at this game, and I'm not saying that the referees can't make mistakes. But what I am saying is that they are intentionally targeting Kamilla Cardoso. There's plenty of evidence to show that they're targeting her. It's enough evidence to show that she's getting targeted. Definitely. There's something, you know what I mean? It's something worth it's a discussion that we need to have. And Kathy Engelberg needs to be held responsible for that. You know what I mean? The biggest issue isn't just Kamilla. The biggest issue is the roster, the way it's orchestrated. Too often, the offense becomes stagnant. Too often, Kamilla Cardoso doesn't get the touches of the basketball. She might get 6 touches one night, 12 touches another night, 4 touches another night, 10 touches one night, 6 touches another night, 8 touches. I mean, that's how it's going on. It's too often Chicago settle for contested perimeter shots. Sydney Taylor letting that bitch go. She got the green light, but she letting that bitch go like crazy right now. You got what I'm saying? That there has to be some type of, you know what I mean, of way of trying to get this thing together. They was just not hitting no shots. Kamilla Cardoso ended up with, you know what I mean, a situation where she's being left alone. You know, I put it out there last night. Kamilla Cardoso is all alone in Chicago. I mean, she just left all alone. Sydney Taylor is trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? She just a rookie. She trying to figure it out. To come on, she a walk-on rookie on top of that, and a diamond in the rough. You know what I'm saying? She can't come and put the cape on, and this is her very first year of playing professional basketball. on a professional basketball team that got Courtney Vandersloot at the helm of all of the BS. They got Courtney Vandersloot around here with a certain type. It's just like a certain stench. And everybody is right. That shit ain't gonna get right until that lady is gone. The wicked witch is dead. You know what I mean? From the team, not literally, not physically. I'm just saying the wicked witch is killed, gone, get away, goodbye, capiche? You got what I'm saying? It's not all right. Camilla just alone, Jeff Pagliosha and Tyler Marsh, Chicago Skies in turmoil. Camilla Cardoso at the bottom, just left alone. Just left alone. Those who have a heart feel what I'm saying. Those who have a heart understand what I'm saying. Those who know, they already know. So I'm gonna drop the link real quick for a couple, quick comments. Then we gonna get up out of here, y'all. Today is my work day. I'm gonna just let y'all be able to come up. Miss D, if you want to come up, MSL. ADP, definitely. I want you to come up, ADP, and then MDT. ADP and me been on this mental health type of situation with Camilla and what it has been on her all of this time. So we gonna get in, get out. We gonna say what I say, and we gonna move around. Last night, guys, we saw the Seattle Storm have an overtime thriller. Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd shocked Seattle in an instant classic. If you missed that, you missed the Dallas Wings Seattle Storm game last night. You missed one of the best games of 2026 being played last night in the WNBA. It had everything: big shots, momentum swings, career performances, overtime. The two former UConn stars taking over when the game mattered the most. Dallas Wings 112, the Seattle Storm 110. Dallas survived one of the wildest, biggest games of the year in overtime. Seattle Storm came out playing tremendous energy. Dallas built a lead early, but Seattle kept fighting back. Neither team could create much separation. Every time Dallas looked ready to pull away, Seattle answered. It became a heavyweight fight. The fourth quarter drama, this is where everything changed. Seattle erased Dallas' lead. The Storm hit huge baskets down the stretch. Dallas suddenly found themselves under enormous pressure. Then Paige Beckers took over. She knocked down a clutch jumper. She did that against the Chicago Sky over the weekend. Made winning plays, controlled the offense, a forced overtime with huge buckets late in regulation. Once the overtime began, it became the Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd show. The Dallas executed when every possession mattered. Then came the biggest shot of the night. With 13.2 seconds remaining, rookie AZ Fudd buried the go-ahead basket to put the Dallas ahead for good. Seattle had one final opportunity, but Dallas got the stop and ball game was called. Paige Beckers had 27 points, scored many of her points during the closing minutes of regulation and overtime. She's exactly why she has become the league's premier young star. She also reached 1,000 career WNBA points, tying one of the fastest marks in the league. Y'all know who she tied. This may have been the biggest game of her professional career. AZ Fudd had 26 points. She shot confident all night, played outstanding defense, and calmly knocked down the game-winning basket in overtime. Welcome to the league, AZ Flood. Dominique Malunga had 37 points in this game. I know it was, if she felt like Camila Cardoso, she fought hard, y'all. You know, what a night in basketball. I would say you had Angel Reese battling through physical play, Clark and DeWanna Bonham in heated confrontations, and Paige Becker's AZ Flood delivering a masterpiece in Seattle. Camila Cardoso being left all alone in Chicago Sky, so happened to be in purgatory. What a great, great night of basketball. I got my panel coming up here real quick. I'm going to put you guys up here. What's up, MDT? Go ahead, man. I had to, you know what I mean, close that on out to give the information that the people needed. Last night we were talking about the physicality and everything on how the refs was calling these games in the way that we don't want to see the WNBA like it's a battle royal. We don't want to see the WNBA look like some type of WWE type of fraternity, Miss D. You got what I'm saying? I don't want to see basketball played like that. What's going on? What's going on, Jabari?
How you doing? Hey.
Hey, Miss D.
Hey,
So
Bro
Miss
Club.
D,
Hey. Yes.
Miss D, and MSL, I just want to thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for inviting us.
We gonna definitely
thank us for inviting ourselves, right, Bro Club?
No, we all good. Yeah, we all good.
I know I did. I was like, look, I heard you was in the crash out room last night, but I must have been watching the other game or fell asleep. But we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
So I'm gonna let ladies go first, and then Miss D, we gonna touch on the subject, the overall night. Then we're gonna touch on the subject of how bad the referees is, and then the last part is the Indiana Fever debacle with the Mercury last night on what we didn't want to do. So you could go ahead, sister.
Yeah, I think they handled it very well. The first 2 quarters they was destroying the tempo, but I think later I think the refs try to keep the tempo in there. They allowed the physical play. They allowed Angel to get hacked. They was calling some phantom calls against Angel, but they overall they handled it very well because they know they're not gonna get the whistles like that. They know with Angel, they're part of that. Her teammates, so they had to pick it up. And so Medina, I was very happy for her. She picked it up, and so they handled it very, very well. But we have to complain to the office about these foul calls against Angel and
sending emails all the time.
right. Just in general, the fouls is weird. The phantom call against Camilla, like she was just standing straight up and they still called it, and it cost them the game.
Yeah, man, it's real crazy.
Yeah.
And I would like to know your view on Camila Cardoso just getting the uneven whistle all the way across the board for the last 5 to 6 games. She's been either fouling out, in foul trouble, and it's also been not transferred on the other side when she's trying to attempt to score. You know what I mean? She's called on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, she's ignored when she's getting fouled. So you go ahead on that.
Yeah, she's getting some of that Angel residue. They want to pick on her like they picked on Angel, but they still, Angel's still getting picked on. Like I said, the phantom foul calls she's getting, they're not allowing her to be physical, but on the other end, they allow them people to be physical with her. I guess they felt like, oh, she's 6'7", she can handle it, but she's not allowed to be physical. But they're allowed to be physical on her. I don't get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then lastly, Miss D, I wanted to talk on how Indiana looks so bad and disgusting.
They get all the foul calls.
The Mercury looks so bad and disgusting last night. I just
Man.
like it on either side. I was not picking, I wasn't picking what was my favorite, but I do appreciate AT actually not. She could have been a Brutus in this game. She really could have called Maisha Hines Allen and gave her what she really wanted, but she did.
Right.
Was very professional. She know that Maisha Hines Allen only scores 2 points a game. So of course,
Right.
Maisha Hines Allen want to fish the main playmaker into a brawl in the fight. She want to try, it was all strategic and sent that. It looked like she just was really sent at AT the rest of the game. That wasn't on just her. I believe Stephanie White had something to do with that too, because Stephanie White, of course, coached AT, right? So she got to communicate to her team how AT works, right? Because who knows her better than Stephanie White on that bench? You know what I'm saying? But Sophie Cunningham knows her too because she played with her, right? So Sophie knows how AT plays and everything. And then, of course, Sophie Cunningham played with DeWanna. So these are ex-teammates, point fingers and doing all this crazy shit. They about to go at it because they're on separate teams now. But the Connecticut Suns at one time was one of the top teams in the WNBA because they had Bree Jones, Sophie Cunningham, they had Dejanay Carrington, Lissa Thomas, and DeWanna was they starting five. So they, this ain't Sophie Cunningham doing whatever. You know what I mean? Sophie definitely is just one of those agitators, dog. That's it. Go ahead and what you thought about
Yeah, so Sophie is an agitator, and so is AT. AT knew what she was doing. AT always do some low hand dirty stuff. I'm not making Hines Allen, innocent, but yeah. But she has to be but AT know how to push her buttons and kind of back away. She know how to do that. So yeah, it was kind of well, like Sophie Cunningham, she get away with a lot of cheap shots. The Fever, of course, they're gonna get their foul calls. That was one of the reasons why they won some games. Of course, Kelsey Mitchell, but yeah, I mean, just Hines Allen should not have been the only one that was ejected, but they ejected her.
I totally agree. I think that in the ejections, it should have been Hines Allen, Sophie Cunningham, and DeWanna.
Right.
Hey, I also believe that Caitlin should have got her second technical. That would have probably kicked her out because of the tantrums. But I think that for the altercations, Caitlin never want that type of smoke. So for the altercations, no, I didn't think, Caitlin stayed out of the way of that bullshit because she don't want no smoke of them, them big baldy girls. But she should have gotten her double tech for the thing she talking about clapping. You clapping at the ref in their face. You can't do that. That's disrespectful. So you
she
ain't
cussing at them. She be everything.
Yes, and then you cussing them out.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that she should have, because of the way that she's conducting herself in these games, it has to be an example made, and they're too scared because Kathy Engelberg then gave them the call. They didn't got the refs, and she done told them, y'all better not have Caitlin Clark kicked out this game. It's gonna be y'all ass, Mr. Postman. You got what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, Miss D. I'm gonna go to MDT and then MSL. This is the last on this panel. We're gonna just did a short panel today. MDT.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, front and center.
I'm here, just like last night. MSL was absent, so I had to take up the slack. I'm here.
Yes, sir, we was in it. So the thing is this. For what we seen in Camila Cardoso, me and you watched it together last night. We was marinating on this. Do you think the refs are intentionally targeting her?
I think with her size and her strength, it makes her an easy target. Aaliyah Boston had similar problems in Indy. Even this year, she's had some issues with that. And Boston did this thing to where she'd get in foul trouble, get in her head, and eventually play herself out of minutes because she'd have too many fouls. So and that could be what's going on in Atlanta too. The bad officiating is across the board in this league. It is terrible. I thought it was going to get better from 2024 or last year. It really hasn't. We talked about that last night, and I told you about, like, they didn't get any of this new money that's coming in. They kept them on the same contract. So, and they're all trying to get to the NBA. They're all trying to move up. So this is just a stepping stone, but I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if it's Kathy. She's got a couple people that work for her looking in and answering questions of people. They don't seem to be doing anything. I don't know. Like I told you last night, I think it's apathy, and they're too busy cashing checks to do anything, much to the dismay of us. And it's sad commentary across the board.
Okay, so my second thing is the way that Angel is being targeted, in particularly because we talked about the disparity of how they plotted to keep Angel and Camilla out of this game, but in particularly Angel has been one of the targets also in this debacle. Me and you talked about after we saw, and discussed the Chicago Sky game. It just was like simultaneously that Angel was being done the same way and handcuffed the way Camilla was, that she could not do anything but let them go. So go ahead on that one, MDT.
I don't think there's any coincidence that Angel has 4 techs this year. I mean, the only one that has more, I think, is CC with 5. And CC's proud of him. I was joking around with MSL about, I don't know if she wants to be playing with these refs because they're going to tee her up, and eventually she's going to have to sit for a game. And she was indignant in that interview. I didn't like that either. I thought that was pretty ridiculous stuff going on there. So I don't like that.
Date. She said, "Give me the date."
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You could hurt your team that way. You're supposed to be a leader. I don't want to hear that mess. Anyway, yeah, it's almost like they don't care. And Angel's on TV too. The camera's always on her every time she's on my TV. And whenever something happens, they're pinning in on her, no matter what she does. She's walking away. She's walking towards. She's talking to the refs. It's all the time. It's all the time. I don't know what the issue is, and it could be right. I've seen it in some of these comments here, trying to send a message. It's ridiculous. I'm with you. I want to be entertained. I want to see clean basketball, and apparently they're not interested in that. Sad commentary.
My whole thing is, and that's where I was going with you. So I was giving you a little bit different than Miss D. So the commentary, we heard these people on both of those games last night with the Mercury, and how Atlanta in particularly. I heard all 3 of the commentaries, and they're all 3 the same way, that these people are literally lying on television. Literally lying on television and not calling it really for what it is. Yes, you need your job at some point, but you got to have the balls to be able to call it the way you see it, because people, we're not going to ever trust you. And then that also leaves room for rigged nation, right? It's a rigged nation out there, right? For the WNBA. It's people that just feel like the WNBA is rigged. So rigged nation wins when the commenters on those 3 games in particular, y'all, it was terrible. And they were acting like the refs was right and they didn't see anything. You got what I'm saying? So go ahead on that.
Well, they work for networks. Somebody's paying, right, signing off on their paychecks. They're not going to say anything that they honestly believe that's going to go against their best interest. For some of these, like USA, they're a new partner. Amazon is a relatively new partner. CBS just re-upped. NBC did too. What are they really going to say? And if they do complain, they got to deal with Big Brother if it gets too crazy.
Wow.
And they might not find themselves on TV for much longer. So, yeah, as much as I don't like to believe in conspiracies, I get the frustration. I just want everybody to know, like, across the board, these officials are terrible. And sometimes to me, it just feels like they're wearing blindfolds out there. So,
you know, I asked MDT always. I asked him to come up this morning because I wanted to talk about that issue with him, so you guys can see. MTT has became an ally, a friend of mine. You could be on. Listen, I got cousins that like the Indiana Fever. I got cousins that only like the Aces. I mean, they still my goddamn cousins. I'ma still love them the same. We gonna still argue at the cookout. My barbers, some of them didn't left the Chicago Sky. You know what I mean? That I go and I sell, you know, butters to. You know what I mean? The beauticians, they ain't really, you know, the women in Chicago stay put. But, you know, some of the guys then, you know what I mean? And we having actual, excuse me, barbershop conversations. So I welcome MDT to come up here as always to be a part of this show. He's very kind. He's polite. He's respectful. On this show, he's respectful, and he understands that this is a real show. This is not no plagiarism shit. And I'm not a Lulu Caitlyn fan, and I'm not a Lulu Angel Reese fan, and not a Lulu, you know, Camila Cardoso, or the ones that I do like. Asia Wilson, of course. You know what I mean? I'm not Lulu. I understand you got to call it the way you see it, and then anybody can get got, because that's the type of show I'm running. So, MSL, I'm not going to even guide you through any of it. I'm going to let you, because, brother, I know you got the biggest bullhorn, that you got facts. I love the way you break it down, put it there in perspective. I'm going to just let you ride this thing on out, and then we going to get up out of here. Go ahead, baby boy.
Well, I really enjoyed listening to the panel. First of all, MTT, Miss D, they're always great. And I love what you was talking about earlier as well, Bro Claude. So I appreciate all of you. Definitely. And, you know, it's funny because when you hear other people talk, you get to think of what you originally want to say. And then sometimes you go, okay, well, let me add this, you know, let me say this. So I did collect my thoughts. So hopefully this will be as concise. Well, for starters, regarding Angel, I think she walks a tightrope. Right? She has to complain to advocate for herself, but she also still needs to play well and not allow the rest get into her head, so she can't say too much. I thought last night she was at the point where she had no choice but to advocate for herself, because some of those calls were really, really, really ridiculous. Because one of the strategies I think they're doing, speaking about facts, one of the strategies is, and this happened in the New York game with Astier when she had the coast-to-coast basket coming down the middle. So you have to bend your elbows in order to take a shot. So Astier went under her elbow. Angel did not stick it out, right? She didn't stick it out. And so they called a foul on Angel, and then Chris Kokonis from New York, and I wonder about this New York-Toronto connection, he then calls for an upgrade, and it gets upgraded. Last night, Angel is grabbing a rebound. Same thing. When you're grabbing a rebound, at some point when you bring the ball down, your elbows are going to bend. I forgot the player that was underneath her. That person flops. I think it was Kia Nurse. She flops, and they call that a foul, and then the same coach then looks for an upgrade. So it seems to be a strategy.
Yeah,
and I know
the free throw. Yeah, she fought.
Right. And I know other people in the chat have said that they've heard coaches say, hell, we can, I think Reeves last year, Cheryl Reeves said we could foul the hell out of Angel, and we know they're gonna make a call. So that becomes a problem with her health, with her mental stability, or at least mental framework. Let me not say stability, mental framework, etc. Now, we also got to wonder, now we're going to get to the conspiracy part. Well, Atlanta had a 12-4 record. They're tied for the best record in the league as far as the loss column. I think, I think Vegas is 12-4 and Minnesota is 13-4. Then all of a sudden, Angels on ESPN. They did a nice segment there. She has 2 profiles in Yahoo, both very good from what I can see. And then all of a sudden, and her scoring average was at 15.3. I don't know if y'all noticed, it's 17 for the month of June. Her scoring average is 17 and climbing. So what a nice way to knock down that 17 plus scoring average by giving her a 10-point game because she's in foul trouble, 11 points because she's in foul trouble all game. I mean, when you do these things, this is what people will speculate about. So one of the things that I would ask the chat to do is, please, when you're online, whether it's Carrie Champion, whether it's Jamel Hill, whether it's Pablo Torres, hell, even Dan Dykick, though he'll probably reject you, anyone whose show that you're on, who you know has some power or at least notoriety, write them and explain to them how Angel is being improperly officiated. And one of the things they're going to always say is, well, that's a common statement that people make. And that part is true, but that's where the money trail that we always talks about come. In simple terms, but I'll get into all the details, the reason why Cece can act the way she does is because she took the WNBA corporate contract. This is something that still hasn't broken out into the zeitgeist, but the more we talk about it, it eventually has to come out. That Cece has preferred treatment, not because she's white, even though that has something to do with it, not because she's MAGA, though she's really not because, you know, of other things. It's because they can control her. This is why that when the CBA took place, how soon do we forget? Remember, y'all, every single CC channel, Caitlin Clark channel that was on the internet supported the league, not the players. They supported the league. They were against Unrivaled, and they did not like Angel Reese or Unrivaled. So think about it. And Clark herself didn't say much, but the time she did say something, it was usually on the side of, hey, we all need to get this done. So you're trying to make it sound like you're impartial, but you're not, because why are you rushing the process when the women were ahead of the game? So CC is controlled. Now, here's the battle that I think that's going on between the league and the team. The league, because of Nike and other investors, they still got skin in the game with CC. So they're still they're the ones who control the refs. The team itself, they seem to have had enough with her, with the whole thing that happened with Dan Dykick and the management, and even forgot her name, Andy Constable. Like, they were all writing hit pieces against CC. And at the time I had said, well, this is one of two things. This is a trial balloon to get her right, to say, hey, we made you, but we can take you back, you know, kind of like what Nafisa said when she said Kathy was mad because Kathy was like, we gave her this, we gave her this, we gave her that. Now, a lot of people think, as I've said before, that CC had all this money. She did not. She had butt kiss until the WNBA hooked her up with official WNBA sponsors in 2024. Her NIL went from 300 to 500K to 4.1 million, literally overnight, and they were all with official WNBA sponsors. She took the corporate deal. So obviously they're going to look after their person, and Nike is a strategic investor in the WNBA. So guess what? Someone like Angel, who did not take the corporate contract, we don't have to go through that. Y'all already know. She's not with Nike. Y'all already know she turned Nike down. So for people like MDT, and I got it, the conspiracy part is a good suggestion. However, we can follow the money, and the money is behind Clark. It's not behind Angel in regards to the league, because the league can't make money off of Angel, because when you sign those corporate contracts, the league gets a piece. Remember, they wanted to do that in the CBA. They wanted to make it that you had to go through the league. And people like Angel and other folks were saying, no, Angel showed them the blueprint that you don't have to go through the league. So without getting into a sub discussion, we could do that another day. The league hates Angel. They hate her because they know she supports players. Me and Tifico has discussed this, MDT, and we could do this in detail with you on the panel, MDT, me, Tifico, and some other people, and we can get into the details of this, because yes, the officiating is bad across the board, 100%. But if you watch the 2 Toronto games, MDT, I don't know if you just watched the highlights, actually watched the games.
I watched the games, you know that.
Okay.
Continue.
Right. So those hostile acts that keep being upgraded, like, that's just insane. That's just insane. And I understand the part about, oh, well, they have a 12-4 record. We get all that stuff. But then the question is, why is it happening to Angel?
Well,
She actually brings.
I have something there too. So I know you always bring up the sponsors, and you're correct on that. I don't think they're driving the bus anymore. It's the networks, because they're the ones that are ponying up the most money now.
Well,
It's sixfold than what it was a year ago. And that's where all of a sudden they want to go after Angel, they want to go after Camilla, and they're even going after Clark, because remember, you look at her foul profile over the last 6-7 games, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. I don't think they like her either.
Yeah, but she's still going to the line disproportionately for a perimeter.
Yeah,
for a
I'm not going to
perimeter
argue
player.
that. I won't argue that because she's going
And
to the
she
hole
may
more.
have 4 or 5 techs, not to interrupt you, MDT. She may have 4 or 5 techs, but she should have 11 at this point. Because I think even you would agree that she's the only one that can curse out a rep. Because since we want to bring up last night, let's bring up last night. Angel very diplomatically but passionately argued her case. But would you agree if that was Clark, there would be gesticulations, arm movements, cursing in the face of the refs?
About that. MSL, we discussed that in the chat. I don't like that stuff either. She thinks she's going to get away with that, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think those refs are going to let her have it, and there's nothing to be done about her. So listen, hey, here's the other part of that. Last year she was gone for 31 games, and the league went on without her. If she's gone a game or two, and she's going to make herself look bad by not being there for her team, that reflects on her. Like I was telling you in the chat, she's got 2 shrinks. She needs to make an appointment. Figure that stuff out.
But here's the thing. I don't think she does what she does because she thinks she can get away with it. I think she does what she does because she's just that unhinged. This is essentially her entire career. She has no control. And
I feel compelled to agree with you on that. But if they want to win, they're going to have to get that stuff locked down. And she's not the only one that's indignant. The coach is also indignant too. She doesn't want to ever take responsibility for stuff that goes wrong.
That's why the crazy Clarkies that you like to talk about, MDT, they're essentially saying the management is against her because the management has liked stuff by Annie Costabile lately. They feel they have this relationship with Dan Dykick, et cetera, and they feel that the team, that they're trying to get control of the team. They had that 2-hour meeting. Obviously, some of the stuff that broke out with Bonner last night was because the fact of her experience there. And though nobody in the league wants to talk about it, because there are a lot of things that are truths, but it won't be discussed on the network.
Well,
for example, none of the top Black players want to go there. Let's just call it out.
That's
none
a
of the
real
top
thing.
Nobody want to
real
go there.
thing.
None of the
What
top
you said
Black
right
players
there.
want to go there, and that's because of the experience with Bonner, the experience with Natasha Howard, Angels. Another thing they won't talk about. Angels' experience at USA Basketball. They saw what CC did to her in USA Basketball, and the thing that never gets discussed on the networks, MDT, and I don't know if you know, but I'll say it here. Everyone in the chat already knows, but Angel is very, very, very cool with all the top players in the league. Brianna Stewart, Asia, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
To your point, one guy was talking about this, about her, the day that she released the Nike shoe. One guy who has no affiliation because his network doesn't broadcast games. It was Colin Cowherd. He said, I know 2 people that are close to CC. One of them told me she's not warm and fuzzy. She's not Steph Curry. He said that. He's got no skin in the game to say something like that. He doesn't have to worry about somebody from up on high in the C-suite calling him, hey, why'd you say that? Because he works for Fox. They don't do any of the games. To your point.
What they do shows by Outkick and also Barstool, so a lot of their audience does. But I get your point, and she's not warm and fuzzy, MDT. Not only is she not warm and fuzzy, but some people say she acts. I'm going to say acts. She acts like someone that's on the spectrum who needs a helmet. Who needs a helmet and who takes the short bus to school.
Let's just defend that. He used to drive that.
We're gonna go into that tonight. Hold on. Right. We're gonna go into that tonight, but for the morning show, I need you to land your plane, MSL.
No problem.
Talk about we gonna get this nutbag a couple seconds, and we
got some stuff on
now,
him.
Since we're talking about Indiana, MDT brought this up to me in the chat. After I said it, so I might as well say it to everyone who's listening. Indiana is like a movie, right? I call it Gone with the End, right? And you got Mammy Aaliyah Boston looking out you know, looking out for the woman of the house, the lady of the house,
And they try to
then you
turn
got all
Raven
the
to a
other house
mammy.
Negroes running around trying to
That's
protect
right.
her.
MSL. They try to turn Raven to a mammy and the bodyguard. I don't like that.
That too. Yeah,
I
that
was
too.
asking, I was
her off
asking
the scene.
MSL what are our parts in that movie?
Yeah, I said. He said we in the field. We in the field, y'all. we not the big house. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Aaliyah's in the big house, but we not. And you know, but you know, bro, Claude, like you said, if you want to discuss this tonight, we can discuss.
Yeah,
this tonight.
we on at 10. So
okay, on at 10. So I mean, everybody pretty much knows the issues. I don't really need to have any soliloquy to end. So you know, you do what you want to do, bro, Claude, and we'll just continue.
Yeah. So y'all can catch us tonight. We're gonna be on the panel. Ms. D, you're welcome to come back. Me and the boys definitely gonna get down tonight. You know, usually on Tuesdays we definitely have long panel fights, disagreements, and subjects. So you know, you guys tune in tonight at 10. Also we on the Players Club. Me and Keisha and Tony, we're gonna go over the NBA draft tonight. So we're gonna be broadcasting that live tonight. We're gonna
bro, Claude, real quick, if I can, we
ahead.
have to keep reminding people if we're going to bring up disproportionate officiating, we have to explain. Look at this video. Look at this game where they could actually see it for themselves, or in general, when you speak about the disproportionate treatment CC would get versus someone like Angel, just tell them to follow the money. Just tell them to follow the money, because this has to be put out there, right? It has to be put out there, because if it's not, people will just try to pretend like it doesn't happen. And then, you know, the funny thing is they front loaded Indiana with such a poor schedule that they've been allowed to basically tread water, because they could have lost to Phoenix last night. They didn't. They could have lost to Atlanta that first game. They did it. They could have lost to Washington. There are a lot of games they could have lost that they pulled out, because if this team was under 500, all the people that was piling on the CC 3 weeks ago, they would have buried her already. But because they're treading water, they're still just able to try to hang around. But their schedule, the second half of the season, is worse than the front half. So more than likely, they're gonna have a really bad second half. But if they can end up 10-10, 9-11, something like that, then a lot of the stuff she gets away with, she'll get more criticism. But because they're able to nose above 500, they've been able to survive. But we still need to critique and criticize her, the team, and what they're doing, in contrast to Angel, because though nobody wants to talk about it, and we'll talk about this tonight, when 2024 happened, as Tiffy Co knows, I saw her in the chat, it really wasn't about CC. It was more about Angel, but they propped up CC because they didn't want to talk about the effect that Angel was going to have on the players and the CBA and moving forward. And to this day, this is why Angel is punished. But we can flesh that out later tonight.
Yep. So y'all could drop down for me, please.
Thank you for inviting me.
MDT, stay up here, MDT, because I'm gonna let you weigh in on this. This is what we talked about. So this is something that me and MDT were talking about last night. This nut job here is actually a flip-flopper right now, and his whole plot is to kill the WNBA. That's his whole plot. But we gonna let you guys hear this, and then we gonna go ahead, MDT. I'm gonna let you go ahead and have it, and we gonna get up out of here.
Has decided to be the extra father that I never asked for. I thought I was getting a friend and extra family members. I didn't think I was getting a dad. Every day, this extra father that I never asked for sends me an angry text about this show. And it's generally related to Caitlin Clark. He thinks I have Caitlin Clark, WNBA derangement syndrome. He thinks I've turned myself into Homie the Clown. He also thinks that like my WNBA obsession has emasculated me. And this morning, I got another angry text from Kirk May. We talked about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, and he's just like wondering, like, hey man, what's going on with you? You've lost your mind. You're constantly talking about the WNBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo was traded last night, Jason. And all you want to talk about is the WNBA. You watched the game last night. You paid no attention. I can't find one tweet of yours that has anything to do with Giannis Antetokounmpo, but you live tweeted the Indiana Fever game. And you got comments about any and everything that happened in the WNBA. And I know Kirk represents many of you in the audience. I'm aware of that I'm getting these constant questions like, what are you doing? Didn't you just see that the Eastern Conference in the NBA just had a seismic shift in power, perhaps? Every time, look, when the Miami Heat traded for Shaquille O'Neal or acquired Shaquille O'Neal, they won a title. When the Miami Heat acquired LeBron James, they won 2 titles and went to 4 straight NBA titles. Giannis Antetokounmpo for the past decade has been one of the 3 or 4 best players in the NBA. And for 2 years in a row, the Greek Freak was the MVP of the league. He just averaged 27 points last year. 2 years ago, he finished, I think, 3rd in the MVP voting. He just landed with the Miami Heat. You remember Pat Riley? Hello, Eric Spoelstra. This is a seismic shift in the Eastern Conference. And yes, maybe Miami gave up too much, but it's a blockbuster trade. And Jason, you live streamed, live tweeted, spent your whole night talking about Caitlin Clark and the.
So I just wanted to show all of that, what he was talking about, and to sum it up, because you already got him summed up, MDT. Go ahead and I'm gonna let you go ahead and shoot, and then I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah, the deal with Jason Whitlock is he's the ultimate opportunist. So 3 weeks ago, he was all in on the WNBA and the ills therein contained in that league, the so-called alphabet mafia that's taking over the league and so on. Use your imagination as to what that means and taking over corporate America. What he's doing essentially is an allegory for the alphabet mafia taking over the culture in this country. That's why he was so interested in it. So at first he was supporting Caitlin Clark through everything, trying to say that the organization and everybody contained was against her. The whole league's against her. Other players hate her. And then about 2.5 weeks ago, he started off with something similar to what he said today about, hey, why are you talking about this? He admitted this on his show 2.5 weeks ago. Have you seen the metrics, which suggest this is getting clicks and this is what I'm talking about? So that went out. Then he started getting some unhinged individuals, as MSL so eloquently put earlier, that said some things that were a little bit over the line, some really offensive stuff. And I suspect that those people contacted YouTube and he ended up getting some videos demonetized, ended up getting some warnings and had to sort of mitigate what he was doing in terms of the content that he was offering. So he had to offer similar content, but not with the unhinged. So our friend VTK, I know I'm saying that backwards on purpose. You know who he is. He would appear on there regularly. So would some of the other ones.
Yes.
Well, about a week and a half ago, Whitlock came on his show and said, listen, I got to be careful. I don't want to get demonetized. The algorithm is messing with the show. So he changed who he brought up.
He's not getting the people not getting the notifications. Go ahead.
Yes, except for VTK would come on. Then he would have a coach. He would have the guy who's a former European basketball player, but he's from the United States, and Steve Kim. Well, in the last 2 episodes, and VTK was not on this morning. He was not here, but he was on yesterday. All of a sudden, Whitlock changes his tone completely and bashes Clark. She's petulant. She's uncoachable. She shoots too much. Maybe it's not Stephanie White's fault. I don't like what I'm seeing. She needs to be a leader. And so the coach weighs in and says, hey, she might be uncoachable. The player says, hey, listen, if you're a leader, you can't act that way. You can't show up your teammates. You can't show up your coach. You definitely can't show up officials because they're going to remember you.
That's right.
And then that went on. And then all of a sudden, you should have seen the look on VTK's face. Because he knows he's in a precarious position. Because if he agrees with Jason Whitlock, who has 500,000 subscribers, a big subscriber base,
563,
and VTK has 50,000, and if he criticizes Clark, you know what happens to him after that.
That big drop off that he.
So this is what he ended up doing yesterday. He ended up deflecting, and he criticized Mitchell. He criticized Stephanie White, and Whitlock called him on it and said, we're not talking about those two. Clark is the face of that franchise. She needs to own up to this. And then later on, I was on that guy's live. I told you that last night. And somebody called him out and said, why do you take that from him? He says, listen, he's on a big platform, on a little platform. I got to just kind of deal with it. You know, I'm only up there for 2 minutes, but I'll hold my own. And he said he was going to be on this show this morning. Wasn't on there.
No.
So in my opinion, Whitlock, the opportunist, used him to get what he wanted.
We already
get his narrative out. You talked about this a while back, and you were correct on that too. Used him, and once he moves on to something else, i.e. Shadur Sanders, Deion Sanders, Stephen A., whoever else, whatever it is, he just moves on. And this is what he does.
Yeah, he gave him the baby oil. He gave him the baby oil treatment, MDT.
MSL, that was for you. I don't sound like you. You're far more eloquent, but I put that together for you.
Yeah, so we're not gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe. We know that Jason Whitlock do not like the WNBA. Matter of fact, we know that he was calling for the WNBA not to even be put on TV when they had just 34 games. We do know that when Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came up inside of the WNBA's era, he was calling for not only the WNBA to be obsolete and stopped. He was saying that Caitlin Clark should be looked at or watched or scouted for NBA teams. Do you remember that? Now, the Insane Clown Posse, which he is, that's himself as a clown. The Insane Clown Posse is definitely a psychopath in its own. He's not just, allegedly. I gotta say it allegedly. He's definitely not in shape himself as he goes and he looks at what you guys do on the algorithm and analytically, and what time is his peak time, because we all get our peak times and what time. But with me, I made my own time. I say, goddamn it, even though 10 o'clock in the morning ain't my peak time, I'm gonna make that shit my peak time, because that's the type of dog that I am. I know that I can make this time my peak time for anyone else during lunchtime. You got what I'm saying? And make sure that everybody understands that no one expects a little old black boy, an old black man now, to do what he's doing right now, MDT. And I told you, I say, man, MDT, I'm just trying to get my way through and funnel my way through the Bull S. You know, I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, I'm giving the people the right thing that I'm talking about, the right perspective. And it ain't about me being right. Do you remember me saying this a while ago? It ain't about me being right, because I could be wrong. But I want to give you the truthful perspective from my end, and you're not going to be able to call me on shit that I don't stand on. You got what I'm saying? So Jason Whitlock has definitely put a lot of people on this purple and great Kool-Aid, and now he then gave his audience the purple and great Kool-Aid, but he also now then stepped away from Caitlin Clark wholeheartedly in supporting her until he say he's putting her on punishment until she gets her act together. You know, and that's disingenuous. We already know that he was spoiled for clicks, and VKT or whatever the hell his name is, he is just a little toy boy that I told him he was going to be, which I already was right, that the little toy boy got his, you know what I mean, his bottom level, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying? So the thing is that at the end of the day, man, the day got to end. And we had a great show today. And we on tonight at 10 o'clock. We also going to be on the Players Club for the NBA draft, family. So come on through the Players Club. I'll be there with the NBA draft, and then giving you guys all of the information up on Steady Serv'n Basketball. Go over there to my podcast, subscribe to Steady Serv'n Basketball. I'll be doing all of the things I told you guys. I was waiting for the draft to happen so I could be giving y'all full NBA sport talk on that channel, just like I do over here on this channel. I will continue to build and build and build. So go subscribe. Listen, chat, before you get out of here, hit the like button and subscribe. It's free to this channel. I got less than 100 to go for 5,000. Let's get your brother to 5,000 by the weekend or next Monday. Come on, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell them to check your boy out, because I give that good stuff. You get what I'm saying? MDT, I'll see you tonight. You can drop down.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate it too. Thank you so much. I want to thank my panel. I want to thank you guys for supporting what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, making it happen for me. And I'm telling y'all, man, listen, the credit that's supposed to be given to the people that support me in this chat, I cannot repay you guys enough, because you guys make it happen for me. You know what I'm saying? More after these messages. Hey, everybody. My name is Bro Claude, and I'm here to tell you about the best whipped organic shea butter on planet Earth. It just so happens to be my brand. Bread House Butters. Sheens, shine, heal, treats, moisturize, condition your skin. Not only is this the best shea butter for you, but it heals good, smells good, and feels good. It is the best moisturizer that you can use. It clears up any scars, scrapes, stretch marks, blemishes, rashes, bruises, eczema, psoriasis, and most intensified dryness of skins. You can put this on your face, your hair, and your body, and I'm telling you, this is the best product that you can use in America, because of course we make ours and crafted handcrafted in our own kitchen. So I'm asking for you guys to support the #1 product that you're gonna ever be able to put on your body, Bread House Butters brand. And guess what? You can go to breadhousebutters.com. I said breadhousebutters.com, and put your order in now. Thank you, and I appreciate everyone who supports. Hey, you guys, turn on your notifications every time I drop a hot banger. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Please give to the channel, support the channel. Also, guys, listen, y'all, I ain't playing no games with y'all, man. I'm asking for you guys to continue to spread the word. Have you heard that this right here, this podcast is a serious business, and you guys make me grow, continue to get my act together. And I'm just telling y'all, I thank you for what you do. I thank you for what you've done, and I thank you for what you will do. And as always, I leave as I came with another thing. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. I see y'all tonight for the NBA draft. I see y'all tonight for the NBA draft. Definitely, we gonna listen, show up and show out and do our thing tonight. Yeah. On the NBA draft, I hate when that happens. On NBA draft, y'all come on over to the Players Club. Hey, Chicago Bulls fans, it's on Steady Serv'n basketball. Listen, y'all go over there and hit the like button and subscribe over my new channel. Listen, man, we gonna cover that NBA, everything over there, y'all. I ain't playing no games with y'all. I'm talking about it all over there. If you wanted to see the NBA men's talk, over there, y'all already know I'm well versed. Historian, gonna drop all types of Michael Jordan footage, Kobe Bryant footage. That's just what I do. I mean, that's what I do. Because Kobe Bean Bryant is still alive. Shout out to my boy Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I love him. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, let me tell y'all how close and how I feel and compassionate about Kobe Bryant. You know, on the same day that Kobe Bryant helicopter went down and he was going to his daughter's practice game day, I was doing the same thing, the same time, in the morning with my daughters when they was playing basketball. They're the same age as Gia. You know, my daughter just graduated high school. She's the same age as Gia. Gia would have been graduating high school this year. And the same time that Kobe was taking his daughter to her game in that helicopter, me was driving my daughters to the game. And I was just so messed up the whole day, the whole entire day. I was, you know what I mean? You know, I felt some type of way coaching. I mean, damn, it was like, you know, so that happened to Kobe forever will be linked because he was doing the same thing I was doing, but he didn't make it back home. And I'm so glad that I made it back home with my girls. You understand? So shout out to everybody, man. And I love y'all, man. And please, it's free. Hit the like button and subscribe. All right, we getting up out of here, man. And as always, we roll out with my favorite song.
I'm a gingerbread man and here I come. I got a sweet hot break, yeah, you want some. I keep a big bag of flour that weighs a ton. I said big, hot, I'm a gingerbread man and here we come. He got a sweet hot break, yeah, we want some. He got a big bag of flour that weighs a ton. Hickory, dock, ginger man from the block. I keep my product good, the people come and cop. The streets is on